Okay, so first and foremost, without a doubt, I'll have to say that Minister Andy Williams and Ron Redhead brought it. They nailed it. That presentation was extraordinary. It was concise, it was direct, it was spot on, it was on message, and it was focused. Most of all, it resonated with the people in the audience. So, kudos to them. I can understand why the Prime Minister would entrust these two men with such a task. And as I said, they nailed it and they handled it pretty well. I've also seen a sense of political maturity because at the end, when the questions was being asked, and of course, some of the audience might have descended into a little bit of emotionalizing about the whole concept of everybody in terms of Parliament getting $10,000. Minister Andy showed political maturity and said to them, look, this is something that has to be done. Because it's understandable, the emotionalizing around election times to rile up your base and to get them to vote is one thing. But to drive a country forward, to push a country forward, requires deliberate action, tempered action, logical and reasonable actions. Now, if this sort of messaging is combined with tempered actions, deliberate actions, and the abandonment of youthful adventurism, then NDC is going to be a hell of a buffalo to take down. So I like what I see in terms of political maturity. It seems like it's happening. Slowly, they're learning a lot of things. And, I guess some of this comes with experience. And this is a job where they have to learn very quick. And again, as I said, I've seen things where they're moving in the right direction. So, without a doubt, nothing can be said but kudos to these two gentlemen who actually excited their audience and actually brought it, nailed it, did it right, and people were happy to be there, and the message was clear and distinct. Well, this is about 45 minutes, but I am telling you, it's something that you're going to enjoy listening to as much as I enjoyed listening to it when I was there and actually replaying it. So take your time, sit down, have a cup of coffee, have something to drink, and listen to the message from these two young men. They touched on many subjects, varied subjects that actually had an appeal and is important to a very broad spectrum of people in the diaspora in Brooklyn. So they did this right. Again, the messaging was on point. Looks like we're about to get started.
We had to decide essentially whether we would leave New York as we did last year when Hurricane Beryl came knocking on the doors of Carriacou and not have a townhall. And we came up for the government townhall, we didn't get to do it. But today, we want to, as they would say back home, start off on a good foot with the year. So in visiting for the chapter elections, we thought it very important to also do this engagement with you. Oftentimes, anybody could create a plan, anybody could come up with aspects of a vision. That's very easy to do. But the question is, can we implement it? Do we have the capacity? Can we move the things that we need to do in place to be able to get that functioning? And that is the most important question, and we hope that our discussions this evening will answer as we go along. So we must confront today's challenges head on. And this is important if we are to realize that future. Our economy, though resilient, demands diversification to break free from dependency and promote self-sufficiency and self-reliance. Our healthcare and education systems require modernization to empower people. Our infrastructure needs revitalization to connect communities and drive the business activity and commerce that we need to push Grenada's economy forward. And if we ought to do anything significant in Grenada, if we're talking about factories, if we're talking about building out those structures and infrastructure and buildings, we must address our high energy costs and the concerns around the regulatory framework. So we're going to discuss a little about that from my vantage point. I wanted to play a video for you, but in the absence of not having the video, we will move on. I am certain that many of you would have seen Vision 75 video sometime last year or year before. Right? The government was deliberate in terms of putting that forward or together so that people can understand where we are going. So I'm going to discuss a few areas, namely the economic outlook in Grenada for 2025, healthcare, education, housing, and renewable energy. Today, Grenada's economic outlook in 2025 remains strong and is growing. The GDP is estimated at a positive 4.1%, notwithstanding the passage last year of Hurricane Beryl. Unemployment is at 12%, and the goal of this NDC administration is to see Grenada achieve a single-digit unemployment rate. We don't know when we're going to get there, but ladies and gentlemen, that is our goal at this present moment. The healthcare situation in Grenada is indeed not where it ought to be, and we must say it bluntly, like the Minister of Health has said, we are not satisfied. But in saying we are not satisfied doesn't mean that we're not going to do anything about it. It means that coming into the situation, seeing the state to which our healthcare is, we must do something about it. We can't sweep it under the carpet, and we can't try to engage only in blaming past and looking for a reason why it is not good. We have to do something about it now. And so, the government is taking steps to modernize and to efficiently, keywords, manage Grenada's healthcare delivery system. So on the whole question of national health insurance, on the whole question of a new teaching hospital, these are the things that we have been doing. As many of you would appreciate, we have started the process of gathering the data. And the hospital, it just slipped my mind right now. Let me see if some of you are listening to Grenada. The government of Grenada has partnered with excellent. So the government partnered with Mount Sinai. And so that assessment, the initial assessment of the health sector, has been completed. So we are satisfied that while we know we need to make some very strong decisions, they must not be made on the basis of emotionalism and on the basis of what this person says versus what that person says. It must be made on the basis of data and information. So I'm certain you would agree with that. So that's where we're going in terms of how we are going to tackle the healthcare crisis that we have. The other thing is that the government has been able to put forward a management team. Because like many healthcare systems throughout the Caribbean and the region, the issue is not so much of the availability of nurses and doctors, but a nurse and a doctor is not a manager. So the problem with our healthcare delivery system is a lack of genuine management. Now, crisis presents two things. One, you will have an opportunity to succeed, or you will have an opportunity to fail. And so if we dwell only on what the difficulties are in terms of failure, we will not see the opportunity to succeed. So while we need to fix the loophole of our nurses leaving rapidly, we also need to fix the loophole of the management of the healthcare system. So that's the other area and aspect that we see. The other area is that we have already secured the lands for what is known as, let me see if you all listening to the data again, Project Excellent. And now, that is going to be revolutionary. It's important Because when we talk about healthcare, the element of the infrastructure, the element of the human resource, and also the element of what kind of healthcare is applicable to Grenada is critical. That's why we invested so much with the discussions with Mount Sinai. So we know now where we need to go. We know the capacity we need from the infrastructure side.
The more power you have, is the more you have to serve. Right? The more power you have, is the more responsibility you have to serve. And the more responsibility you have as in politics to your people. The last time we were here to do a town hall was in June. See you all laughing. But when we left on a Friday, and we saw some little Babel. By the Saturday, we went out for hurricane, from Babel to hurricane. On the Sunday, coming straight out again. Terry got so scared. Terry left us in the hotel. Very thought way, and we were still at the hotel. After burial, we were so concerned that we wanted to go to get out. We wanted to charter a flight for $50,000 to go back to Grenada, but it just wasn't viable. And we got back on the Tuesday. And I remember after going back, we were able to mobilize people, coming up to St. Patrick's and Carriacou to do the cleanup as well. Now sometimes when you have a natural disaster like that, the best thing to do is to try to get rid of the memories. So we had Osprey going to Carriacou every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and people were coming out volunteering, coming out to help in the efforts to clean up. And I remember once upon a time we went by plane, my ministry. And on the way back, I remember vividly, I was sitting at the airport in Carriacou. And after witnessing the devastation that the storm had left in its wake, I was feeling very despair. And I thought, how can we build back in a better manner? Build back in a way that the stadium would not repeat itself. And to me, like, I think it was fate. I was right there with an architect that would draw plans. And I had a thought in my head for a long time. And I said to him, can we build a structure where you can have a concrete frame and you can hold it up? So the concrete frame provides the strength, and the board, rather than frame, is a little cheaper. So we can mix the strength, the cost, and get something good. He like, Minister, I'll try. By the next day, he gave me a design. And when I saw it, he said, this will be called Project Build Back Better. It was right there in that moment that the concept of Build Back Better was born. We envisioned a structure that combined the warmth and familiarity of a boathouse with the strength and resilience of a concrete frame. We proposed a parapet roof that would make it hurricane resistant. One that would protect families when the winds came howling. And we knew it wouldn't be easy, but we also knew it was necessary. And here today, we have completed, on near completion, for the people of the Redhead. But that's not all. We have also been able to repair over 100 homes for families who are affected by hurricane damage. And through Build Back Better, we have created more than just homes. We have created opportunities. Over 75 contractors, including builders, painters, plumbers, and electricians have been employed and given a chance to work, contribute, and support their families. But more than that, we have given them an opportunity to grow. So what we did, if you have a contractor building the house, he was not the one doing the plumbing. And the one doing the plumbing is not the one doing the painting. And the one doing the painting is not the one doing the electrical work on the house. In that way, we provided work for 4 different contractors on one house. And that was done intentionally so that we can create employment for our people. And notice, we did not go outside and bring in people with all kinds of different methods to do the work. We use local funds, local people, to bring benefit to our own people. But it didn't stop it. What we did is that we know that sometimes construction workers and fishermen, they work hard. I always say, if a fisherman tell you, I'm going to spend all, because then they go to Sally and spend out 2 weeks and so on, see and come back, I can. Construction workers, they are known for, let me see how much I'm going to Sally. They know for when they get paid, they go by 10 different one, all the money gone. But what we did is that we worked with our local contractors. We worked with our financial institutions. And every one of them who got a contract, you were able to sign them up with a financial institution. So the contract went through the institution. What was affected again was farmers. And as we all remember, on July 1st, Beryl brought in the impact that left many of our farmers and fisher folks struggling. The damage was real. And it was heart-wrenching to see so many of our people affected. But just like in the past, we stood tall and united. We began the journey of recovery together. The government of Grenada wasted no time, stepping in to assist who needed it most. We allocated $32.4 million to provide much needed support to our farmers and fishermen. Let me give you this in context. The budget for 2025 is $32 million when it comes to agriculture. After Beryl, we put in the hands of farmers $32 million. So in essence, we put the whole 2025 budget in agriculture into the hands of farmers after Beryl. Tell me this is not a government that cares about farmers. Looking ahead, we are committed to making sure that agriculture is not just about recovery. It's about thriving. So in the 2025 budget, we have allocated $32 million to support and grow the agriculture sector. This is a significant investment because we believe that agriculture is not just the backbone of our economy, it is the lifeblood of our economy. Our farmers are the heartbeat of Grenada, and we will continue to ensure that they have resources and tools needed to succeed, to flourish, and to continue feeding our nation. And speaking of striving, let's talk about the variable tissue laboratory. Just last Friday, yesterday, we proudly opened the state-of-the-art facility. And this isn't just a building with walls and windows. It is a game changer. It is a way to ensure that we reduce 90% of the food that we currently import. Folks, we import approximately 90% of our food. But we are no longer relying on what comes from overseas. We are setting ourselves up to grow of what we eat at home. And that is why we launched the variable tissue laboratory. Now I know some of you might be thinking, or Mark might be thinking, the minister, does it mean that I cannot get my snacks from overseas again? Right? I say good words. Why we are focusing on local food production, we won't be taking away the treats. However, we will be making sure that we are less dependent on what's coming from abroad, and that we can feed ourselves in a sustainable manner, no matter what happens in the world. And it doesn't stop there. We are working closely with the private sector to promote agro-processing, transforming all raw materials and products into finished goods, creating jobs and adding value to our produce. Imagine the possibilities, I tell you. The sky will be the limit if we can together as a country achieve this. Now let's shift gears for a minute. Because in Grenada, our connection to the sea is just as important as our connection to the land. In fact, our geographical space is more than 10 times larger on the sea than on land. So it's only fitting that we now have a dedicated ministry of blue economy and marine resources. And thankful for the vision of our Prime Minister. I'm excited to announce that we have already allocated over $6 million to this new ministry. Why? Because we have to take our marine environment seriously. Our oceans and seas are our future. Whether it's fishing, tourism, or new industries like marine biotechnology. We need to protect our waters and use them responsibly for generations to come. And here's the thing, the more we protect our seas, the more we fish, develop, and strive. But we can't do that if we don't put in the effort to secure and protect these invaluable resources. As we look to the future, let's remember that we are not just building what was lost. We are building something stronger, smarter, and more sustainable. And every step we take, whether it's in agriculture, agro-processing, marine resources, is a step toward a better, more prosperous Grenada for all. Brothers and sisters, Grenada has always been known for its natural beauty, rich culture, and warm hospitality. And it's no surprise that tourism continues to be a vital part of our economy. Today, I'm proud to announce that the government of Grenada is investing over $37 million in the tourism sector. This investment is not just a number. It's a clear reflection of our commitment to building a sustainable, vibrant, and world-class tourism industry that can benefit all Grenadians. Part of this investment will go into community tourism, which focuses on ensuring that our local communities are not just participants in tourism, but active contributors to it. We want to ensure that tourism benefits all of Grenada. From the beaches to the mountains, from the cities to the rural villages. This will empower local entrepreneurs, create jobs, and spread the benefits of tourism across the entire country. Community tourism is about creating authentic, cultural, rich experiences for our visitors, while ensuring that our locals are in the economic benefits. By supporting and showcasing the diversity of Grenada, we can ensure that tourism strives, not just in the big resorts, but in every corner of our nation. In addition to community tourism, we are also focusing on enhancing our national heritage and natural attractions. National parks And another key sites are being upgraded to improve visitor experiences and preserve our environment. Our National Youth Park and National Art Gallery will receive significant enhancements, ensuring that these historical and cultural landmarks are not only preserved for future generations, but also provide a space where both local and visitors can experience the richness of our history and art. These are not just buildings or open spaces. They are part of our identity, our legacy. And through these upgrades, we will ensure that these sites serve as educational, cultural, and tourist attractions that celebrate the stories and achievements of Grenada's youth. And let's not forget the hotel sector. We have seen consistent growth from 2022 to present, with hotels across the island reporting higher occupancy rates increased by visitors' interest. This is a direct reflection on the work we have been doing to improve the tourism infrastructure and ensure that Grenada is not only a destination of choice, but a destination people return to again and again. The growth in our hotel sector is proof that we are on the right track. More visitors are coming to Grenada to experience our culture, our people, and our beautiful landscape. And more hotels are seeing success because of it. This growth means that more jobs, more businesses thriving, and a stronger economy for Grenada. I want to take the time to thank every one of you. Yes, you contribute also in the diaspora, for local communities, our tourism operators doing your job, and all those who work tirelessly to make Grenada the special place it is. Your dedication, your warmth, and your hospitality are the reasons that our tourism industry continues to strive. The future of Grenada tourism is bright, and together we will continue to build a tourism sector that benefits everyone, while keeping our island's beauty and spirit intact for future generations. Brothers and sisters, I stand before you today to share the government's commitment to the future of our beautiful island of Carriacou and Redhead. Our traditions, our culture. That is why in the upcoming year, in 2025, we are making a significant investment in Carriacou and Redhead. I'm talking about over $44 million. This will help to strengthen the infrastructure, support development, and improve the quality of life for all who call these islands home, like Brother Cox. We understand that the housing sector plays a crucial role in the stability and well-being of our citizens. That is why we have allocated $1 million to the housing repair program in Carriacou and Redhead. This funding will support families whose homes were affected by burial, ensuring they have safe, comfortable, resilient homes. The program will provide direct assistance to those in need and empower families to rebuild and recover, making sure they can enjoy a sense of security in their own homes. In addition to housing, we recognize that good infrastructure is key to the economic and social development of our island. That is why we have set aside $4 million for road construction in Carriacou and Redhead. Our roads are the lifeblood of our island. They connect families, businesses, health centers to art. This investment will repair, improve, and modernize key roadways, ensuring smoother travel, better connectivity, and safer transportation for everyone. We all remember challenges brought by Hurricane Beryl and how it left a trail of destruction across the island. To continue the recovery efforts, we are allocated an additional $9 million specifically for Hurricane Beryl repairs in the islands of Carriacou and Petite Martinique. These funds will go toward rebuilding essential infrastructure, restoring critical services, and supporting our communities as they fully recover. We are committed to ensuring that Carriacou and Petite Martinique are not only restored, but are stronger and more resilient in the face of future challenges. But our vision for Carriacou and Petite Martinique is not just about economy. It's about building for the future. We have several exciting transformative projects lined up for 2025, all designed to enhance the island's economy, infrastructure, and cultural heritage. Let me name a few. The Paradise Beach Enhancement Project will revitalize one of our most beautiful natural treasures, transforming it into a premier tourist destination that will bring new opportunities for local businesses and create jobs in the hospitality sector. The Hillsborough Development Project is designed to modernize the beauty of the capital of Carriacou, improving infrastructure, public spaces, and services to ensure that Hillsborough remains a vibrant and attractive place, both for residents and visitors. The Bel Heritage Site Development Project will preserve and showcase our rich history and culture, turning Bel into a place of education, tourism, and pride for the people of Carriacou and Petite Martinique. The Night Landing Project will enhance our airport infrastructure, enabling safe night landings and improving accessibility to the island. The Limley Farm Project, the Windward Fish Center, will support our fisher folk by providing a dedicated space for fishing activities, processing, and distribution, helping to strengthen the fishing industry and improve livelihoods of families in that community. These projects, along with other important initiatives, are all part of our holistic vision to ensure that Carriacou and Petite Martinique flourish economically. Infrastructure and sustainable growth and a prosperous future. The government of Grenada is committed to ensuring that no part of our nation is left behind. With over $44 million invested in Carriacou and Petite Martinique for 2025, we are sending a clear message. We are building the future together. The investments we are making today will create jobs, improve living conditions, enhance infrastructure, and strengthen our communities. But it's not just about the project or the money. It's about empowering the people of Carriacou and Petite Martinique. Giving them the tools they need to strive and building a foundation for a brighter future for generations to come. Together, we will continue to move forward, stronger, united, and focused, and building a better Grenada. One island, one people, one future. Let me highlight some of the achievements our government made in 2020. Just a few. Or let me just say in the 2.5 years that we've been in office, just over 2.5 years. I remember before elections, the other side was saying that maybe we pay the pension, the country will go backward. What the so simple because. And kumbaya. We came into office and we paid the pension. tired of them saying that they left us pregnant children. I tell them that the children is stronger to lead and God will be here. I remember someone called our leader at the time when the president said, "Girls." But he said that we're going to pay by monthly salary. Guess what? He came in, people are getting paid twice per month. Just some weeks ago, the new leader of the opposition was saying that Canadians would be making Canadians think that they're getting the same salary twice every month. So in essence, if you're working for $2,000 a month, she said that we made people think that they were getting $2,000 on a 15. So this year, I'm not laughing at it because this year is insulting on every Canadian. We are not speaking. I remember again, we moved the tuition fee for euro and taxes, which is 810 or so. And in doing so, the opposition was telling us, all sort of things against it. And I'm saying, if the cost that occurred will be $1,000, and 80% of that is tuition, and we are not taking out that from it, how can that be abide? Let's go again. Cost-effective travel between Redhead and Carriacou. When we came in, we immediately consulted the airline, and now we have 19 seats going back and forth to Carriacou weekly. Let's go again. Establishment of the creative economy. That came into being when we came back. And we know the importance of the creative economy. This was some of the items we did in 2024 and beyond and before that. But what I want to focus on is the trade moving forward. And let's give some things to look forward. But I already spoke about, we are looking at a 4.1% increase in GDP growth for the year 2025. That's what we got about. As an administration, we have invested over $3 million in geothermal energy and solar upgrades for 2025. In addition, we have allocated $10 million for Project 500. I'll talk more about that during the question and answers. As an administration, we have allocated $15 million for the housing soft loan program to help the ordinary citizens who cannot help themselves with housing. As an administration, we have allocated approximately $23.6 million in healthcare, $6.9 million for the blue economy, $44 million for Carriacou and Pity Martin, $32 million for agriculture, $183 million for education.
Yes. Wow.
If you take a poll now to some of the schools, you will see the deplorable condition they are in. And it didn't happen yesterday. So part of that budget is to ensure that we do construction to bring back the schools where it's supposed to be. $1.5 million for free tuition program. $7.5 million in concessions for families after the recovery. New police headquarters. and then nearly completed work on various other police stations. Police stations were neglected for years. We have a new pay and grade for the police officers, where an average police officer salary will now increase by approximately $700. I must mention minimum wage. Now, the no opposition, when we want to increase the minimum wage, was telling same people it's a bad idea. Because if we increase it, the company will force to kick them off and they will lose them. Imagine the US here working every day, 8 hours shift for 250 years more. That is what the opposition was telling people. They should grab. You have Imani Morgan working for years in a program. Not good anywhere. Years in a program, making $750 a month. We increased the Imani salaries when we increased the minimum wage. So no Imani, no one in Grenada is working for under $1,200 a month. Fellow Canadians, who are journeying towards a brighter, stronger Grenada is well underway. And we need each and every one of you to join us on this transformative path.
Rise up, Grenada.
Whether you are home or in the diaspora, your contribution matters. Together, we can build a Grenada we all deserve. One that strives, one that grows, and one that prospers. And progress, and ignore the enemies of advancement who seek to divide us. We are stronger when we stand united, working side by side with determination and purpose. The time to act is now. Let us leave behind the naysayers and move Grenada forward with pride, unity, and vision. Together, we will shape our future and build a prosperous Grenada for generations to come. But folks, let us be honest. It will take more than 2.5 years to fix what has been broken for over 20 years. So when you hear me say that healthcare should be fixed with a stroke of a pen, everything should be fixed with a stroke of a pen. Yes, we are not there yet with healthcare, but we are working on it. And they should be ashamed to have all this experience and let them give to the boys. Come and put them to shame. So I want you to keep this in mind. We are working, but the best is yet to. Thank you very much. Thank you, Brother Andy. Do you want us to break the law? Right? In the rules of state of SPP? That's not me. You see, that's not me. And every month, all of us have to account to the Parliament on how we spend the money. If we do not account to the Parliament, we will not get. In September, I don't have the time. Or my office manager did not have the time to fill up the report. We did not get. No problem. Just move it on. This is not let's move it on. Now, the fact that the Prime Minister did not get it is a technical issue with the finance department, with the Ministry of Finance and the Prime Minister, which they told him he needed some requirement to get the fund. And he said, he don't need that. Right? So that's the case. It's not a case where someone trying to spy the Prime Minister. So let me just tell you there. Sometimes folks, we can't get too caught up emotionally in the politics that we tend to do things that may not make sense and may not benefit the whole country as a whole. Yeah? So as government ministers, even though you're not an MP, we have in our social development budget over $500,000. I'm an MP, I have a $10,000, but I have over $500,000 in the Ministry of Social Development that I can access to help my people. I have over $1 million in the Ministry of Social Development to help with housing and bathroom and toilet. The opposition does not have that. So I'm saying, you looking at $10,000 a month, but we have more than 10 times that we can impact the people of Greater Carriacou and that they will have. Not be a concern of not giving them the money, they must account for the $10,000. And so if we use that method and mechanism,